So as you guys know, when it comes to your goals and actually achieving them, there's very specific traits that you have to have. And the biggest trait really is going to be conviction. You have to have this strong belief that something is going to work out and that it's going to work in the first place. Now, of course, having skills and having the knowledge of what you're actually getting into, the knowledge of the nature, as I say it, like the nature of what you're trying to get into, the nature of the person you're trying to be, that all is important too. But belief is really the core essence of how you bring things into reality, how you actually achieve the goals that you are after. And belief, in other words, another way to put belief is really conviction. And really conviction is just confidence. Now, when people talk about confidence and conviction, some may get it confused and not know exactly what it is. But see, confidence is actually, there's an inner dialogue that is going on within us at all times. In fact, people are always confident, and this is what trips me up, is that people say, oh, I'm not confident. It's like, that's not true. You're confident about something. A lot of people can be confident that they're not confident. In other words, they could be confident that they may be insecure, right? If they're like, oh, I can't talk to that person, or I can't get that job I want, they may be very confident that they can't get that job or that they can't talk to that other person. See, because all confidence is a belief. It's conviction. It's a strong belief in something. Sprinkler spraying on me. It's a strong belief in something. That's all confidence and conviction is. And see, in sales, in the world of sales, when you're trying to be a salesperson, whatever, sell somebody something, really what you're selling is yourself or a situation or a belief. Okay, and you're selling yourself it, really. Because sales is just a transfer of belief. And before you have to sell someone else, you really just have to sell yourself. Once you sell yourself, then you'll be able to sell other people. Because people will be able to feel that emotion, and then you'll be able to sell them, for example. And you go, okay, well, how does this apply to like manifesting and things like that? Well, it definitely applies. Because again, in order to bring something out into your reality, you have to convince the world that it's already true. Really. Like in order to align to whatever it is you're trying to bring forth, you have to be so convicted, have such a strong belief that it already exists, that the world is just going to go, oh, it's just going to assume like, well, he has such a strong belief, it must be true, and then it forms around you. But the only way this process even occurs in the first place is that you have to be convinced and convince yourself first. And the way you do that is by selling something I call selling yourself. You have to sell yourself on the product that is you, your dream, whatever your desire is, right? Because if you're not sold on it, then the world around you isn't going to be sold on it. And so that's very key. So if you want to, everybody talks about manifesting these days. If you want to manifest something, a certain reality, you have to sell yourself on first why you deserve it, right? You might have to be in that sort of paradigm first. You may not feel like you're deserving of it, depending on what it is you're trying to go after. So first you have to understand that you're deserving of it, and you have to convince yourself that you're deserving of it. And then second of all, you have to just sell yourself on the actual desire that you want. And selling yourself never ends. Like, it's a constant process. And the first step is really to become aware that you're even doing this. Like, for example, if you're walking by, I don't know, say like it's a job opportunity you want to go after, and say you're nervous about it, or say you just don't believe for whatever reason you can get it, or whatever it is, right? What you may be selling yourself on there is that you can't get it. You may be selling yourself on uncertainty and selling yourself all these ideas as to why you don't deserve the job, why you can't get it, don't have skills, whatever it is. And so it's really becoming self-aware and becoming aware of this process in general, that you are constantly selling yourself, whether you realize it or not, for good or for bad. Okay, so let's say you wanted to go up and approach someone. If you're anxious and having anxiety about approaching that person, in your head, you are selling yourself the idea that for whatever reason it's wrong to approach that person, or it's scary, right? This is literally what we do. Like, become aware of this process. If you walk by someone next time and you're nervous to approach them, start becoming aware of the thoughts that are going on in your head, because I can guarantee you that you are coming up with a bunch of reasons, and it always follows the word because. Remember this. You're going to say, oh, well, let's just say you're anxious about approaching someone. Oh, well, I can't approach that person because, right? Or, oh, I don't know about going after that job opportunity because. Like, it always is the reasons that are listed after the word because. that's our evidence that we're using to prove that a certain belief's strong. Like that, whatever follows the word because, that's our evidence. And evidence is collected and used to form beliefs. So whatever the evidence you're collecting is, that's what's going to be the backbone of your beliefs, aka your conviction, aka what you're selling yourself. So instead of saying like, oh, I can't approach this person because it's scary, they could get offended, whatever, it's changing the evidence that you see after because, and even changing the belief in front of the because. But the reason why I say changing the evidence after the word because is because that is what the backbone of beliefs are, is the evidence. So start with the evidence. Just state, right, first that I can't approach this person, it's not scary. And then, of course, you're not going to believe that at first, but the way you start believing this is by putting different explanations after the because. So, for example, right, like, oh, I can't approach this person. You'll say that, you'll probably not believe it, so then you have to convince yourself, you have to sell yourself, and the way you do that is you go, okay, I can't approach this person because, you know what, it's actually not that scary. Like, the worst thing they could do is give me strange looks, talk about me or whatever, and then what? Do I get a bullet in my head? Probably not. You know what I mean? Like, life goes on and it's not a big deal. And the worst that really happens is I feel an uncomfortable feeling, because that's really all it comes down to. So that's an example. And you just sell yourself all this, right? Like, oh, am I really scared of a feeling? It's just a feeling. And how is a feeling all that bad? I've been through tons of bad feelings and it hasn't been that big of a deal at all, right? And so you go through this process of selling yourself, whatever it is. If it's a job opportunity that you're scared to go for, it doesn't matter. You just sell yourself on why it's not scary, why it's doable, whatever it is. And so you're doing this process constantly. Like, this isn't a new thing. You are already doing this process. It's just about becoming aware that you are, and becoming aware that as a salesperson, every single person on this planet is already a salesperson, whether they realize it or not. The best salespeople, or the most confident people, either or both, they are aware of this process. They are aware that they are constantly selling themselves. Or they're not aware and they do it naturally, but then unfortunately, because they're not aware of the process, they can lose the ability over time because they get swayed by other people's convictions, and they're not aware that they're confident to begin with because of this process. So again, you have to learn how to sell yourself in life. You have to learn how to sell yourself on, again, being able to take opportunities, being able to talk to people, whatever it is you want to do. Okay, remember that. Life is sales, and all it's about is selling yourself. So next time you want to go for that opportunity you're scared to, next time you want to go talk to that person but you're scared to, next time you want to go after that dream but you're scared to, next time you want to do anything but you are scared to, realize that you are scared because you have, evidence that is following the word because. You have these beliefs that are keeping you trapped in your current reality, and it's because you're selling yourself on the wrong idea. Again, if you're scared to talk to that person, realize that you're selling yourself on the idea that it is scary and why it's bad to talk to that person, and then you need to flip the switch and you flip it around to where, no, it's actually a good thing. It can actually benefit both of us. It could be a good time. It could be a cool interaction. Perhaps, again, selling yourself on yourself, right? Like, I'm a good person. I'm worthy of being talked to. And if someone was to reject me, it doesn't matter because it's all an emotion. And it doesn't really affect my self-esteem at the end of the day because, it just doesn't matter. Because my opinion is the only opinion that matters. Why? Because I'm the only one that knows everything that there is to know about me. And the only opinion that really matters because I'm just me. Like, no one's me, no one's been through what I've been through. You see what I mean? You see how this process can kind of go off? So again, convince yourself and sell yourself on the result that you want, not perhaps the obstacles that you're seeing. Take control of this process. Sell yourself on the result that you want. Every manifestor understands this. Every manifestor understands this is the process. They sell themselves on, of course, in the world of manifesting, why they already have it and why they are deserving of it and living it now. Okay, so I hope this video helps. I hope it had some clarity as to confidence, manifesting, all of that in general, because this is really a key point in all of this. You got to sell yourself. Every single person on this planet is a salesperson, whether they realize it or not, and they're either selling themselves as a confident, capable human being or not. So again, hope this video was helpful. Make sure to check out my other videos as well. I'm not gonna put like a thing at this end of the video for another video because I don't know, sometimes it comes out on a whim. I don't know what the next one's gonna be. So make sure to follow me. I have good content, and watch it, and hope you learned something. Hope it can benefit you as well. Take care.